The inspiration and collaboration between Popeye and first-party Nintendo games goes way back. The original arcade releases of Donkey Kong and Popeye share a lot of gameplay similarities. Then, years later, it seems Popeye 2, this Game Boy sequel, has a lot in common with 1989's Super Mario Land with its platforming, visual style, and overall gameplay. But then, the two-player link cable race to the finish multiplayer mode in Popeye 2 predates the excellent verse mode found in Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on Game Boy Color, which is actually a precursor to Mario 35, a now delisted Switch Battle Royale title. So the leapfrogging inspiration between these series is quite shocking when you analyze the similarities. When the two-player link cable mode is activated, players assume the roles of Popeye and Brutus. But there are some slight differences between the two. Brutus is a little bigger, so it's harder to squeeze into smaller corridors and tight jumps, but doesn't get affected if Popeye jumps on his head, probably due to his sweet Viking helmet. Popeye, however, gets squished when Brutus jumps on his head. But both are tasked with a race to the finish and can sabotage each other with giant arm fist attacks or by breaking certain blocks along the way. The first player who reaches the exit gets dibs on picking a bonus. And after 4 rounds, the player with the most points wins, so ultimately the game is score-based, not time-based. Each stage is different too, slightly growing in complexity and length. Along the way, it's possible to collect power-ups to make your attack range bigger by increasing the size of your arm to ridiculous proportions. I mean, look at this. Popeye 2 almost turns into a horror game with these obscene body mutations. I mean, holy cow dude, arm is bigger than his body. And then the star icons act just like the star power in any Mario game too, again, referencing the Mario inspiration. But Popeye 2 is a surprisingly good yet simple platformer even with the disturbing bodily deformations. And the two-player link cable mode is also entertaining. So did Nintendo rip off Popeye's multiplayer mode for the two-player verse mode in Super Mario Bros. Deluxe? There are a lot of similarities. But if you want to see for yourself, I covered that game's multiplayer mode with its own video before I knew about this game's link mode. The link will be in the description if you wanted to check it out. But what do you think? Did you know that Popeye had a handheld platforming sequel? Have you ever played the verse mode in Super Mario Bros. Deluxe? How do you feel about grossly disproportionate limbs that increase in size after eating spinach? Let me know in the comments. And if you wanted to learn more, check out my Enable the Link Cable playlist right here on my channel where I explore the forgotten multiplayer modes in original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Until next time, thank you for watching and game on!